It's time for the morning fart. Ooh. Oh, I couldn't get any noise out of it though. Well, it's better to have a noiseless fart than shit your pants. Y'all can write. Y'all can have that one. Yep. You up in it. Oh. This is my nightmare at 45, and I'll tell you why. Because this is the same song I listened to when I was by the Ace of Base when I was 12 or 13 in 1992, 1993. So this is a nightmare. It's like reliving my adolescent years over and over again. It's like hell or something. Okay. So instead of a summer song of or a spring or summer song of youth and renewal and partying, it's now a digestive supplement commercial. You see the difference? Okay. You're in middle school and youth and excitement. Digestive health commercial called Align from the company Align. I Saw the Sign by the Ace of Base. Now it's fucking ruined. Now it's fucking ruined. Maybe the baby boomers feel the same way at our favorite Pilot song. Oh, 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 it's magic, you know. Yeah, maybe the baby boomers and the elders feel the same way about that one. You know, they're like, what happened to our favorite Scottish rock band? Well, I guess Ace of Base with their fat cellulite ass somewhere, right? And the producers or whoever owns it. I think it was. I think what happens is there's always these like rich producer guys, and they go around looking for talented people to recruit so they could, and they're looking for like, you know, hot chicks to sell shit. And I mean, it could be for J-pop, it could be for K-pop, it could be for anything. They're just looking for hot, sexy babes to sell shit. And so it's probably a producer that sold out to the pharmaceutical companies or to the medical companies, you know? And he's probably a fucking geezer anyway. He's probably like, what, 85 years old, sitting in his mansion. You know, he's just farting away his days anyways. He might as well get a cut so he can buy a bigger boat, you know? I mean, that's the Scottish band Pilot, and I mean, they're fucking old as fuck, whoever wrote Ace of Base. They're like, fuck it, you know, my great grandchildren have to go to college. They fucking sell out like that. They don't give a fuck.
She's really getting up there. Yeah, she is. Don't feel your age. Act your age. Ask the grade.
When you can't watch, listen. Get the latest news, business, and news headlines on SiriusXM. Anytime, anywhere. Fox News Audio on SiriusXM. America is listening.
Accused assassin Luigi Mangione was in court today for the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. The state trial is set for June ahead of his federal trial. And while he is being escorted out of the courtroom, he shouted something he wanted everybody to hear, and here's the quote. It's the same trial twice. 1 + 1 is 2. Double jeopardy by any common sense. What do you make of that, kid?
Well, it appears he can't do math like many of the students who are ICE protesting instead of learning math. 1 + 1 = 2. Well, Luigi Mangione may want to study up on the law. He's citing the Fifth Amendment, double jeopardy, presumably because there's a state and a federal charge. Well, he's missing that there is a dual sovereignty doctrine which clearly says you can be charged separately in state and federal court. It is done all the time. I assume that is what he is alluding to. I would also note that this young man should feel very, very fortunate because he got off of a state-level terrorism charges because they said that there was no purported government reasoning that he did this. I could easily argue the opposite based on several of his notes. So he got off of the state terrorism charges. You should study up on the Fifth Amendment.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I mean, look, can't we just lay out the Fifth Amendment? You can't prosecute it or punish for the same crime twice, but yet you just got off of a major crime that would have carried the death penalty. And now you're being tried for stalking in the federal trial, in the state trial. Pretty straightforward. I think that statement, and this is
All right. Well, I mean, so the Ace of Base, they weren't just some producer farming. They're actually an organic group from Sweden. Okay, the Bergstrens and whatever the name is. Yeah. So they were like, they must be getting in their 60s or 70s now. So then a line came up and was like, "Hey, you mind selling your song rights to us?" And they're like, "Show me the money, baby." They're like, "All right, here's some millions or whatever." And they're like, "Fuck it. Oh, we don't care." All right, so there's the founding members. Jonas Joker Berggren, Jenny Berggren, Malin Lynn Berggren, and Ulf Buddha Ekberg. So so it was a family affair. Well, there it is. All right, pretty much a family affair, except for Ekberg. So a Swedish pop group started out in the 1980s, and then they had a big success in the 1990s. Kind of like, I guess, a lot of the Swedish pop groups, they were like, hey, if we look hot enough and have enough women that sing pretty good, and like, we can kind of like replicate ABBA through different decades, you know, like a new reincarnation of ABBA comes along. And so that I guess that's why a lot of the Swedish, especially women, try this endeavor, you know. So trying to replicate the huge success of ABBA, basically, from the 1970s.
Provides a feeling of safety. Gold is a tangible asset that helps preserve my wealth. You know what other sound I like? Rosslyn Capital is a
I'll never really think the sign by Ace of Base, I'll never think of that as a digestive health supplement, but Yeah, the reducing to one beer a party reduction, it keeps you from staying up all night until like 5 in the morning, 7 in the morning, until the sun comes up, and then you feel like really like a loser. But if you just like go to bed at like 1 a.m., you feel, you know, you still wake up in the morning, so you still feel like a productive citizen. So but if you have the bottle in your hand at like 6 in the morning, you see the sun come up, you're like, oh crap. You know, that's a different story. So.
Longer-lasting body pain relief. Try Elite. Just one dose. From all types of body pain. Elite. Longer-lasting body pain relief.
Dun, dun. Big bad boys.
Your drive through aren't every day, and a little patience goes a long way. He takes drive from repairs to upgrades.
Sometimes a twist of fate is good because sometimes you don't board the 9/11 flight that goes into the World Trade Centers. So it's good sometimes the twist of fate. Like you miss the. There was an old teacher that was happy she wasn't picked for the space shuttle in 1986 of the Challenger disaster. And so she lives with that every day that she applied to be part of the program. The teacher aboard the Challenger in 1986, 40 years ago. And she's kind of happy she wasn't because she's not dead. Yeah, so sometimes twist of fate is good. Sometimes it can be bad, but. All right. Let's get it on. Ooh. I love ya. Got that coffee rolling. Nancy Guthrie case. They still don't know shit. Chuck Toomer. What is he? 75? How long is these guys going to be able to rule? Xi Jinping, Chuck Schumer, Vladimir Putin. Vladimir Putin's like, I'm gonna live till 150. No, you're not, bitch. You're gonna die just like everybody else, bitch. And all your multi-billion dollars is not, none of your money and your territory, your golden palace isn't gonna save you from the Reaper. It's not. You're still gonna fucking get old and die, motherfucker. He's gonna get cancer, turn green, shit his pants, just like every commoner in the world. Well, Indians become weak, brittle, broken by time. Oh, Lord. Dun, dun. Yeah. All right. Get it going on, down. Running low on it. Running low on it, down. All right. Well, that's pretty much it. some might think I may not go to the Odyssey or to the Iliad by Christopher Nolan because of Nepito Longo or whatever being cast as the most beautiful woman in the world. Now, who would be more believable as the most beautiful woman in the world? I don't know, Sydney Sweeney, I guess, right now? Who would men fight and kill each other for? Would it be Naputo Lalongo? No. I mean, maybe some guys in sub-Saharan Africa, maybe. Maybe some people in Nigeria would fight over Naputo Lalongo. Maybe some people from Kenya. But most people in the world would not fight entire wars over Naputo Lalongo, or whatever her name is. So most people aren't going to go to war over Naputo Delongo. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. It wasn't Naputo Delongo as Helen of Troy that really was irritating casting. I mean, obviously Helen of Troy, the most beautiful woman that the Trojan War was fought over, wasn't black, wasn't African, wasn't. So, because it's Greek. Yeah, it's a Greek epic, and Greeks were not black, unless they were slaves or something. So, Greeks aren't black unless they're slaves. Okay, and they're definitely not the princess and the queen. They're definitely not the princess. Okay, that's for damn sure. No, I'm boycotting Christopher Nolan's Iliad and Odyssey, and it was way before Nepito Delongo was cast as Helen of Troy. That's like the latest controversy for this shit pile that Christopher Nolan's making. Yeah, I guess he got afflicted by the woke mind virus, and he got afflicted by the Hollywood virus, and it's like Odysseus casting pissed me off. Matt fucking Damon. Yeah, no, fucking hell no. Okay. If Odysseus was cast as like Jason Momoa, like somebody who actually looks badass, or if it was Chris Hemsworth, I'd say, all right, that's good. That's a good casting choice. All right. I'm tired of these short, scrawny guys, these old guys like Tom Cruise and Matt Damon being cast as these central characters when they obviously can't whoop anybody's ass in real life. What does Tom Cruise do when there's a sign of trouble in real life? Like that attack in Paris? He just runs like a pussy, okay? Just like Matt Damon would run like a pussy if some real shit went down. He wouldn't fight nobody. He would fucking run he wouldn't be Jack Reacher or Jason Bourne. They'd run like pussies if some shit really went down. All right. Run like pussies. So what happens when Tom Cruise when there's an explosion of a terrorism in Paris, France, or there's an attack by a gang of illegal migrants? If there's an attack of African migrants, what does Tom Cruise and Matt Damon do? They run like hell and call it security, police. Ah! What does Liam Neeson do in real life? If he's confronted by 10 terrorists, does he fight them like in Taken? No, he runs. He goes, help me, Bobby. That's what happens in real life, guys. So maybe maybe Liam Neeson can fight because he's Irish and he's a big dude, but he is like 80 or something. So. First sign of trouble. I mean, okay, Jason Momoa might fight. Chris Hemsworth might fight some motherfuckers. I mean, they're big enough, they're strong enough. It's believable that they'd what some people. Maybe Jason Statham. Is he like former special forces? He might kick some people's ass. Even Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone. Those guys are still, they still probably fucking throw down. If shit went down. Tom Cruise and Matt Damon, they ain't saving nobody's ass. They're gonna run. Mama! That's what's gonna happen. What's Mark Wahlberg gonna do when some shit goes down? Mama! Okay, maybe The Rock. Maybe he fights. Maybe he calls the security team. Who knows? He might go, He might be a pussy too. Who knows? Who knows what it is? They're not fighting motherfuckers, that's for sure. They're making a stand to save people's lives. They're gonna go, and run out the hotel. Run out. They're gonna run. Run down the street. Police, police, help me, mommy. Exactly what's gonna happen. Yeah. Ooh. Had the idea. We'll just put like. Yeah, so my Odysseus was the straw that broke the camel's back. Matt Damon as the legendary warrior and explorer Odysseus in the Iliad and the Odyssey. Oh hell no! Hell no! I'm out already. Okay? Jason Momoa as Odysseus. Ding ding. Okay. Chris Hemsworth as Odysseus. Ka-ching. All right. Anybody else but Matt motherfucking Damon. Ka-ching. Matt Damon as Odysseus? Bullshit. I think that's the first casting choice that people were like, I don't think I want to see this version, dog. So.
Is one of the main arteries on this part of town. You can kind of see it's a busy street, and this is how most of the larger avenues and streets in the city of Tucson are, because folks don't have
All right, we're gonna go to Annie's. Some of that Annie, won't you come get some of that Annie? Ooh, some Annie? Yeah, I like a little Annie sometimes. Oh yeah, if you know what I mean. Little bit of that Annie. Ooh, ooh. Oh, you're back in the neighborhood. Mrs. Guthrie's neighborhood is different from Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. Yeah. All right. Put it like a little. Is that how we do it? And then that's how we get it done. Okay. Get her done. I don't get sent a ransom note. I get sent a handsome note. There you go. Nice one, dude. Hell yeah. Okay, cut the shit. I'm gonna start whooping ass. Okay? Whooping wolf butt. Start whipping wolf butt. The Apple Watch. They still don't have the Inspector Gadget watch from DIC Dick Corporation. Where's Penny's? Where's the Inspector Gadget watch? Gadget, where are you at? Brain, come in, Brain. Do. Inspector Gadget. Do. Woo. Yeah. Go Gadget, go. Da. Well. It didn't stay inside of it is the problem with this one. Fuck. Oh, Paul Morrow. I was wondering, how come this guy keeps getting on? And I was like, well, what does this guy know? So he's called a columnist, or they call him a contributor, all this thing. But what is the guy, how does he know shit about law enforcement? How does he know shit about anything? He's just it's a fucking lawyer. So, hold on. So you must be wondering, Paul Morrow, how does this guy know shit? All right, here's the deal. He did work for the New York Police Department for 23 years after 9/11. All right. Okay, so he's entering the retirement phase of his career, looking for Act 3 or Act 10 or whatever it is. And, all right. Calm down.
That caught my eye. We knew she wore an Apple Watch. There are pictures of her with Samantha with that watch. But they mentioned where the watch was, the placement of the watch in the house. And that's not something that was out there. So, I mean, it was the middle of the night. She was monitoring her sleep with the Apple Watch.
Here's an apple crotch. Clever. Apple crotch. There it is. Is Apple coming out with the apple crotch for my ball sacks? I hope so. Here we go. so this guy was like, this guy was the lawyer. He was the legal side of the New York Police Department Cyber Crimes and Intelligence Division. Okay, so that's who Paul Morrow is. They used to call him former NYPD detective, but they can't do that because he's not really a detective. Okay, so they had to start calling him columnist and contributor and shit like that because he's not really. He doesn't really know shit about crimes and police work. Not really. He's a lawyer and so he's kind of bullshitting to have a job. Are they going to give Paul Morrow his own show on Fox News? He already kind of does have a show. I don't think he's going to get a full show. Like, nobody really likes him, so it's the whole likability thing. Oh, you want to have that one? And then... Hold on. No. Okay, be good. All right, hold up. Here we go. You ready? Tula, don't cause so much drama, dude. So is Paul Morrow technically an investigator? Does he know shit about police work? Technically, he worked at a police department for 23 years as a lawyer, as a legal consultant. He's not really a detective or an investigator, though. He's kind of thinking that people will think that, well, I work for the NYPD, so I must be an expert in crime. Kind of. You know, he was part of the Department for Intelligence and Cyber Crime and Terrorism in the legal department. So he does know a lot. But does he know how crimes work and how criminals work and how crimes are solved and all that? He's not fucking Joe Kinda. He's not like his ass was out there solving crimes day in, day out. So he's kind of full of shit. He really doesn't know much about anything. He just needed an extra job, right? All right. Whatever. You know, each their own. What is this? That one went way better, though, is the thing. That one went real good. Okay. Then this one kind of fucked up, so maybe I'll give this to the dogs or something. Yeah, do that to the dogs. That one fucked up. And we'll give the good shit to my mom. Let's get it done. That way, get that sizzling down. There you go. about to have your breakfast. Love y'all. Okay. Some cheese in the middle there. I know y'all. Okay. That's some breakfast tea, okay? I'll get some, okay, there we go. We have a big breakfast tea today, okay? Yeah, big breakfast. So Matt Damon might play Jason Bourne, and he's like trying to pretend to be a badass, but in real life, most people could kick Matt Damon's ass, and that's the truth. If you really fought Tom Cruise in real life, you wouldn't be fighting Ethan Hunt, you'd be fighting Tom Cruise. What? Thank you. Breakfast tea. Protect yourself before you wreck yourself, Don. So everybody might, yeah, right. The Trojan Wars are going to be fought over Nuputa de Longo, maybe in Africa, not in the rest of the world, though. It would be believable if Helen of Troy was, like in the movie Troy, yeah, whatever that hot actress was called. The beautiful blonde woman, the illustrious woman. Was she a National Treasures too? Really, really sexy one. Really hot one. Yeah, it would. If it was like Natalie Portman, and there was like a war when men went to war over Natalie Portman or Sydney Sweeney, you'd say, "Oh yeah, that makes sense." Nobody's doing shit for Nuputa de Longo, though. I mean, not, no offense to Africa, but it is almost like she's cast because she's ethnically diverse, and she's not being cast because she's a good actress. That's bad. bacon's all fucked up because dun, dun. Now the casting that got me what got me out of the movie was Matt Damon as Odysseus. That was like If it was Mark Wahlberg as Odysseus, I'm gonna be like, oh, there's no fucking. I mean, yeah, I know he gets older in the Iliad, in the Odyssey, but returning from the Trojan Wars, but still bullshit. Okay. I think we got it. I think we got it ready now. Boom, breakfast. Ooh.